Welcome to the Ponderous Brick Thinker. This is another installment in Learning from the Pros. In this episode, we're going to continue with LEGO Set 10497 Galaxy Explorer from the Space System. This is going to be Bag 2. And it has been a while since Bag 1, but luckily we have instructions. Okay. And these two. Let's see, is there any fall? Nope. There we go. Okay, so for Bag 2, we're going to turn this around. And it does point out a 2x2 red plate and a 1x4. And I'm thinking, okay, so I see the wedges right here. So 3 on each side. Oops. Okay, there's 3 of one of them. Okay, and then I need the other side. Okay, yeah, the big ones. There we are. Okay, so we have these here. And it looks like it's going to be at the tip of this 1x2 brick with a hole that rotates. But this is going to secure it here. So it's barely held into place by this 4x4 round brick piece. Still a little bit wobbly. Let's see what else happens. We're also going to put that 1x4 gray piece plate. Oh. Right here. And continue using these wedges like so. And then looks like a 1x6, 2 of them. They're going to be right here. It's going to be completely over the red. And then also a 2x4 plate, gray color, completely covering the red. So we have this kind of gray layer and then red on top. Is that on purpose? Because we do have some landing gear there. We'll see. Okay, so then we're here. Now we're going to put more wedges that are going to be resting just on the black brick. And then 2 2x6 gray pieces. Like so. And like so. Okay. Oh, we need that 2x2 red piece. Let's see, are you in here? And it's going to go further in. Okay, just to recap, there it is. Okay, so everything's cut up on step 42. And then we're going to use large pieces, assuming these, we have 2 of them, in this bag at least. And they're going to go across here symmetrically. There is a little peak that the wedges are beyond this plate. It is half covering the red. So secure it more, and that's that. The next piece is right next to this one. Okay, I believe everything's secured. Turning it around, so right here, we're going to be using 2x4 plates on each side. And then I do see gray, but I believe that long piece is this one. So we're going to build around that. So 2x4s. It's going to follow this line. And then also on this side. And so then we're going to get 4 3x3 pieces. Uncommon in my day. Also, maybe even today, considering I haven't done that many sets, but 3x3, odd numbers are kind of rare, or less produced than the even numbers. Because I do remember seeing some 1x5 pieces, and this is kind of odd. So instead of making it a 4 length to catch on to this Great Technic piece, it's just 3. Unless, no, that's about right, because I see that it's going to be right there. There. And then 1x6. Starting here. And here's the other 1x4. There, and I want to put this in place, just it does seem to be this is the correct path, because then I'm going to place the other 3x3 plates. And interesting, this black piece is not in the way of the studs of the 3x3. Precisely designed. And then on this side, okay. Is there any other piece that I have not used? I think 43 is done. Now we go to even longer pieces. So on this other side of the 3x3, we have this one, and then 2 even longer ones. Okay, so let's see what we have. We have 2 long ones, and not as long. That tends to be the thing. So 12, 12. Okay, so the 2 by 12 goes right here and follows the instructions. It goes one beyond the 3 by 3 plates. And the 3 by 3 plates are right next to the landing gear. Okay. Oh, well. Okay, so that's why they did that. If it had gone beyond, it would have caught here. Okay, so that makes sense. But how they're going to secure it, because it seems kind of fragile just to have one layer of studs holding it in place. But let's see what we can do with these even longer ones. So that's 12, 16. 2 by 16s right here. Okay, I'm going to put this in place, but also we're going to get wedges. They go beyond 1, and they frame this 2 by 16, like that one, and run here. Okay. And then I need another, this one. There. One more. Well, actually I see another wedge piece here. Okay, so it follows the diagonal. We need this piece. Perfect. And then this one. So, 12. Yep. And goes across there. And I just noticed there's transparent pieces. Let's see here. These transparent pieces are think like this. Just one stud hanging on. And then this one. Oh, I see it. Okay, 2 of them. They go right here in the corner. So 4 by 6. I think that's it. Okay, going on to step 45. Still upside down. But now we're going to start installing. What are we installing? I see something like radial dishes, satellite. But I'm assuming this single stud is going to go along the center line in order for it to be centered. Okay, so that's kind of an interesting detail. Is it going to be shown on the bottom? We'll have to build and find out. Now, also, we're going to do some landing gear items. These, they are 4x4 in size, but they're a special shape plate. It's 2 plates high. So I'm not sure if that's a plate, but it goes something like this. The arrows indicate push out this way. I see these studs here to catch it. And I'm assuming like this. Oh, fits very well. Very flush with that layer. Okay, now the other side. Match. There we go. All right, so then we flip it over. And now, okay, so it does point out where these transparent pieces go. It's kind of hidden. I think like this. But then again, I also see, nope, I see gray there. Okay, I might have to backtrack a little bit. So before I place these, I do see a 2x2 red plate on the center, right there. There. And then right next to it are these brackets. And they go something like this. The top of the bracket is matching the red line here. Oops. And then also on this side. Still, you know, it's a very spacey shape. Okay, and then right at the edge is where the transparent pieces go. So right here. It does follow the line of the bracket. So that's how I know it does belong there. And then we also put two 1x4s right there. And I think I see it. It follows the black brick and then becomes red. Have to be careful, that one almost gave away. Was the, nope. Let's see that fall over. This one did. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so we have 2, 1, 2, brick. Okay, going on to step 47. Let's see, what are we looking at? Here, we need to put the bracket facing the opposite direction of the two previous brackets, like so. So this bracket, or this part of the bracket, is above that red, and so in the drawing. Okay, and then I see single stud round bricks here, and then back there. Okay, so one here, and then one opposite here, and then following the white brick right there. Put some fingers underneath there, and the other one right here. Okay, so that takes care of those, but also a transparent piece right there. And then a smooth 1x6 here. I still see the 2x2 red piece, so it's going to be right next to that one. Okay, and then in step 48, I see these. They're going to start covering up this work. And 1x3 plates with 2 studs. I think I'll do those next. But that's an odd maneuver. Only because if I place it here, it's like it's not directly there. So let me re-examine. Am I in the right location? Nope. I need to go back here. Okay, so they are up there, but also down here. Let me do these down here first. Maybe I need to put that one first. It's another smooth 1x6, and it goes, here's this and this, which is also kind of funny that these transparent pieces are going to be covered. They're not going to be seen at all. Neither that one. Okay, so at least these go there. Which is kind of, wow. I think I consider transparent pieces more interesting because they did exist, but just not in great quantity. And then we have these going on and they're just being covered up. Okay, so that takes care of this right here. Okay, and then we put another smooth 1x6 plate. There is that gap. And then we put the other 1x3s with 2 studs right next to those. Okay, so then we have that, and then behind is we have this right here, and then the long 2x12. Yep, kind of like that. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's getting the corner of this Technic brick. It's a little bit like a frame or rectangle. Okay, so that holds that together. Right next to that is the other 6x6 plate, exactly over the white bricks, and the round bricks from the earlier set. Now I'm looking at this. I'm kind of wondering, that's an interesting approach to, cover things up. That's still showing. But we'll see for how long. Okay, the next step, 49, steering wheels, okay. Grills. Okay, so one grill right here, white. Two steering wheels over that, or right next to the bracket. And then, I'm not sure what these are, but these on this part, so these are seats. And then also right there. I have no idea if these 1x3s with 2 studs were around in my day, but this perfectly centers the Lego people so that they're not off to the side. But also, that means the steering wheel is not quite on the axis. Oh well. Okay, let's see what else we need to put in. I see those, and they go on this other side. A 2x2 slope with some grills printed on there. And these seem to be, okay, so 3. So that's what we have. Oh, and there's some text. The white what is it? The white ventilator, retired for many years, has reintroduced in 2019. So I guess these. It doesn't say when it was first retired, but this is a simple mechanical thing. Apparently they didn't use them from Star Wars. Okay, so then I see a 2x2 round plate, 4 of them. I see them right here. Starting in the back corner. That. Okay, now what do we have here? It's a 2x4 with half 2x2 round piece. What is that? Oh, it's this kind of brick piece. It goes like this. And then we have another 2x4 connected to that. And then the other half of the 2x2 round. And then it gets these slopes, 1x2 slopes, coming in like this. And they go on the very back. Like that. Okay. Step 51. The yellow is really vibrant. Probably because a lot of it's gray, then just the primary colors really make it pop. Okay, so I see 4 angles the front and the back. I'm not even sure they needed the arrows because the yellow is so pronounced. So let's see here. It's gonna go where the black Technic bricks are. Oh, I missed a step somewhere. Let's see how far back. I'm seeing wedges right there. Even before the landing gear, I needed that there. Okay. So this right here. There we go. Then I can have a place where the yellow angles can be placed on. There. We're also going to put some 1x2 gray pieces also on that back wedge. Just 2 of them, so they are not touching the yellow. So it's going to be like that. And then we're also going to put just want to make sure I'm seeing this correctly. These blue 1x2 slopes, kind of like that, makes the peak in the middle. Like so, yeah. What are we having here? It's these long blue pieces, also again very vibrant compared to all the gray. And they all seem to be the same size. Okay. So then this inverted 1x3 slope, we're going to do 2 of them. Yep. And then these right here, what are you? They are 1x8s bricks. Oh, not next to that. There actually is going to be a 1x2 in between the inverted and the 1x8s, so that the 1x8s overhang just by 1 stud. Because we have these 1x6 yellow pieces kind of fit underneath there. Yep, and then step 55, 1x6 on top of the 1x8. Nope. It's a 1 stud brick, then the 1x6 on the 1x8. Then the 1x6. Maybe I'm getting a little out of practice. Okay, so then what do we have here? It's also a long one, 1x8. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, it's a 1x10. At the very end, we have this modified plate with a Technic hole. Goes like that, and then right next to that is a 1x3 blue. and then a 1x6 on top of those, directly above the 1x3, so that there's just this overhang, and that is placed like this, so it's touching the 1x8 by one stud, and it's level like this. It's kind of interesting component. It's hard to say where it's going to go in all this, but it's going to be fit precisely, which is kind of fascinating thing, I think. So we have the 1x10, the modified plate, 1x3 blue, and then the 1x6 on top of that. It's going to go on here. There. We're still going to modify it some more. We're going to get this 1x4 gray. It's going to get 2 yellow single stud plates stacked and put like that. We're going to get a modified red plate 1x2 with a Technic hole, a 1x2 gray brick, an inverted 1x3 slope, and it's going to go underneath one free stud, and then you can place it. So it looks like this is aligned. There we go. Okay, so we have the single stud round brick plates that are yellow on top of the 1x4 gray. On top of that is the modified, there it is, modified plate with a Technic hole. Next to that, a 1x2 brick, gray, and a inverted 1x3 slope. And it goes underneath with one step free, like that. And what are they going to do with it? Let's see. Looking at something interesting, it's not really a, what is that? Okay, so these yellow parts are sticking out in the back, so that's how they create that angle. So let's see what we have here. I see yellow, and then I also see this Technic holder right there, and I believe this can go there. Wow. Okay, I see gaps, but maybe they're going to be covered up later. And then also on the other side, like that. That took some planning. Okay, and then in step 59, what do we have here? We have these corner pieces, bricks, that go right here, I think. Because then I see 1x2 for the transparent piece, and then I see a single stud round brick right here, and then there's a space, gray, then the yellow. Okay, so on this side, corner right there. Oh, and then single stud brick, 1x2 transparent. And it's time for bag 3. Wow. Okay, so this bag 2 did quite a lot. It filled in basically the floor. Had also created this main feature. So it's going to be interesting now that we have this angle. It's going to be built on top of this, also building on top of the rest of the vehicle. So that's just an interesting approach to just have everything hang on a hinge. Like it's also probably going to be attached in the back, which is why there's this piece right here. But it's a interesting approach. I thought this was going to be like a slope, but then also noticing how this is also at an angle. It's not quite level with the rest. So that's how they did that. But there you go. All right. This has been the Ponderous Brick Thinker. Thank you for stopping by. If you liked the episode, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see how this project progresses, go ahead and subscribe and sign up for notifications. And see you next time.